longtime friends blending the spine chilling thrills of horror and true crime.
The wildest Reddit stories.
And the hottest pop culture moments, one bold episode at a time. Welcome to
The
The
Bold
Bold
Blend.
Blend.
I'm Nay.
I'm Kate.
Hi, it's Ange.
So, welcome to episode 5.
Yay,
Right,
5.
episode 5. All right. So, I was trying to do a scary horror voice earlier because today I'm going to do horror. But before anything else, I would need Ange to please introduce today's topic.
Alright, so guys, for this episode, so quick chika lang kay chikadoram tang tanan here. So, when we blocked our content calendar kay nag-search me unsay mga events for that specific month. So, for February, we all know nga like Hearts Month and all ba siya. And then, when we did our research kay na dito ang Black History Month. So, and then amo siyang murag wala na mo siya gitagad kay lagi na focus mi sa mga potential nga horror or like love story scamming topics. And then ni perform si Kendrick Lamar sa Super Bowl and I told them nga, guys, kanang what if magbuhat ta kay murag daghan jud tag mabuhat nga kanang chika ani nga topic nga ni nga episode. So here we are now, a bit late, a couple of days late from February. But so, for today's episode, ang title is Black Narratives, the Past, Present, and the Future. All right, Nay, take it away.
All right, and of course, my horror topic is an urban legend from the past. So, familiar ba mo og urban legends diri sa Pinas, guys?
Gamay lang.
Ano yung favorite?
Ang favorite ni Kate, kaya nung ko sa favorite ni Kate.
Ah,
Ako favorite kay katong Momo. Kaya sa first episode.
very Gen Z.
Yung jump scare kayo. Si Hana niya na dyan siya,
Yeah.
nahadlok dyan ko sa Momo.
Dagan na react ko tawag. But hey, shout out ni Hana.
Shout out Hana.
Hana Saging.
Nana.
For me, ako ang favorite nga urban legend siguro no, katong pagbata gani nga kanang kailangan imong hipuson imong chinilas di na mo ibilin sa gawas kay unsa to na ay mangluwa nya sundan ka. I don't remember the whole thing pero mo na siya akong remember nga bits and pieces ato nga stuff. So yeah.
I think that's Huawei. Is that it? Huawei?
Yeah, I think so. Oo.
I don't even know what that was all about. Basta Huawei
Right.
to see.
Right, same.
The things we believe. But anywho, my horror story today is based on a very familiar urban legend sa Gawas, which is similar to our Bloody Mary. Similar in a way, kay mirrors are involved. So I'm gonna talk about Candyman. Not the song, the scary version.
Mukanta na ta ako ba kaya ako ni baon ra Candyman kay kang gatong Christina Aguilera. Nga gi-cover sa Glee.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, about Candyman. So, they say that if you say his name 5 times into a mirror, he'll appear behind you. You won't hear him coming. You just feel the hook. Cold, sharp, and before you realize it, you're already bleeding out or dead. Or I don't think you'd realize anything if you're dead because you're dead. And when they find your body, if they find your body, apparently Candyman is good at hiding stuff. They'll say it was something else, a break-in, a random attack, anything but him. But there's always blood, and there's always a mirror. I don't know. So that's the lore for Candyman, and I'm gonna give you a sample story. And again, this is fiction because this is based on an urban legend. So this is the story of Vanessa Porter. So again, fiction, guys. If not my Vanessa Porter, it ain't you. You're alive. if
Disclaimer.
you-
You're not imagining things, Vanessa. You are alive.
So Vanessa Porter, a 22-year-old college student from Chicago, she wasn't superstitious. She thought that urban legends were just that, stories. One night, at a party, Someone dared her to say his name in the bathroom mirror 5 times. Candyman. Di ko eh. Troll pa lang. Then, talawan, Loki. Talawan.
Talawan mo na yun. Horror sama na.
Basta 5 times 5 na lang agad.
Five to five.
The friends outside the door say they heard her laughing, then coughing. Kasi kihoto yun. And this,
Natukan o kinatawa ba?
which happens to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her laughter, and apparently her coughing too, turned into a scream. When they kicked the door open, she was gone. Only the mirror was shattered, the glass slick with blood. They found her body 2 days later in an abandoned building at Cabrini Green. Throat slashed, a single deep hook wound in her back. More siya ka ng meat, no? Kanang sa meat shop. And the walls, covered in bees. No one could explain how the bees got there. Maybe there was a hive.
So
Bees.
based on that part lang sa story ba, and you know him being called the Candyman, ang hook, is it a sugar, I don't know, nganong nai-hook?
Sugar, no!
Nganong nai-hook, but then nganong Candyman siya. Akong ma-imagine no nga ang iyang gi-use as a hook kay something nga murag sugar cane gani.
Candy cane?
Candy cane.
Ang Pasko mo na, bro.
Oh, ganyan ako nga. Candyman yan nai-hook. Ako rang ma-relate ba nga iyang gihimo nga murag hook ang iyang candy cane apparently. I don't know.
Ako chika after.
Sige go.
Nana siya reason
Okay,
ng
okay.
bees. Nung hook and everything. Yeah, a single hook wound in her back. The walls covered in bees. No one could explain how they got there or how she even got to that building because she was at a party. Maybe she took an Uber. I don't know. But the police called it a homicide. No one wanted to talk. But, they know what happened. And that's how it goes with Candyman. He doesn't just kill you. He makes sure you're forgotten. A story, a warning, maybe, just maybe, a promise that history never really dies. Yeah, that's it. That's the horror story.
For real?
So, ngano Candyman man and say hook. I mean, okay, please elaborate more.
Yes, and please connect anong naa sa Black History Month episode. I'm confused.
Once I'm done with my segment, it will only.
Ay, di pa di lagi mo.
I get the
Ay,
whole
okay.
confusion, but wait, ako kan horror man, so nag-tell ko horror story, but ang relationship sa Black History Month is the lore behind the lore, the legend of Candyman.
Oh. All right, I'm following.
The legend of Candyman is about the spirit of a fictional character, Daniel Robitaille. So Daniel Robitaille, promise mo connect na ni sa Black History Month. He is a black artist from the 1800s. He was brutally murdered by a white mob for loving a white woman.
Oh.
So of course his spirit was ticked off. What they did to him, they cut off his hand and smeared him with honey and unleashed a swarm of bees. A punishment to make an example of him. So that was the lore. And the worst part, based ato nga backstory, kay main guy who led the mob into killing Daniel Robitaille was the dad of the woman that she loved. So
Mhm.
that sucks. And of course, because of that, his spirit became the vengeful figure known as the Candyman. And probably, I guess, the hook, because he no longer has a hand. So he has a hook.
I see.
It's
So it's
scarier
not the
than
candy cane then.
no. It's
Yeah.
scarier than a prosthetic arm. So hook.
Mhm.
Mana siya ang lore. And that's why it's called Candyman because he was smeared with honey.
Mhm.
Okay.
And because that's just lore, but that lore, and there was a movie about it in 1992 and a newer one.
Mm.
The importance of that story, my god, guy, it brought awareness and it acknowledged the fact that back in the day, um, lynching was a thing. Lynching is usually a public murder. This is usually done by a mob, an angry mob, like literally an angry mob. So it's a public murder, and it's usually violent. It's often done through hanging, and this was used to terrorize and control Black people, especially in the US back in the late 1800s to mid 1900s. These killings were done literally by mobs without a trial. Like
Mhm.
they just really wanted to attack Black people.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. And the worst part is these were usually celebrated by white people. Like it's a cool thing for them. Like,
Yikes.
yay, we lynched a Black dude. No,
Mhm.
dude, not cool. And it's a dark reminder of racial hatred and injustice, and its legacy still impacts society today. So, actually, that horror story or urban legend and the horror movies of Candyman is bringing awareness to that and making sure that people don't forget history,
Mhm.
making sure sad na it
Yeah.
won't repeat itself. But unfortunately, as you know, there are
Yeah.
instances, even in these modern times, yeah, it does tend to repeat itself.
Mhm.
Circling back, and today I'm just gonna connect Candyman and the parts about Candyman to history. So, why does the Candyman legend feel real, at least to people who believe in Candyman? So, it's a legend that cleverly blends urban horror and historical trauma because like parts of the story actually happened,
Mhm.
making Daniel
Yeah.
Robitaille's story feel authentic, especially with its setting in Cabrini Green. Cabrini Green is an actual place, and I'll talk about that later on. So it's an actual place that's associated with poverty and systemic neglect. So ano to siya? 9 movies. Kita na mo sa movies, ani?
Wala pa. Unsay title?
Dude,
Like
Um,
so
unsay unsay
cool.
unsa nga unsay ngan sa movie?
Candyman.
Just Candyman? Look,
Yeah.
kita. Wala pa.
Kita na mo og Final Destination 1 or 2.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
yes.
everything, but yeah, I believe
You
I
remember.
did.
Uh, do you remember the creepy mortician guy? Death will follow you. I don't know. He doesn't sound like that, but the creepy mortician guy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
remember?
I
Yeah,
don't.
siya na si Candyman. Siya na nag-play ni role ni
Oh.
Candyman. I forgot his name, but yeah, that guy, the creepy tall guy with a really deep voice. So, ang setting sa movie sa Candyman and sa urban legend where usually the victims or the things happen is in Cabrini Green. It's an actual place. And the reason why they use Cabrini Green as the location, it's because in Cabrini Green, it was a kuan man gud, it was a place nga poor where poor people lived, and usually the people who lived there were people of color or
Mm.
black people in general.
Mhm.
And there was so much injustice, and people tended to turn a blind eye to what's going on in Cabrini Green. And eventually, the place was gentrified, and wala na sila paki sa mga tao nga kato mga black people nga naglive there. They just, gentrified. They made the place a new cool city, and of course the prices went up. Everything went expensive. Newer white people moved in, and it kind of drove away the black people. But before the gentrification, it was really known for like high crime rates,
Mhm.
poverty, and the first Candyman movie was actually shot dito sa actual Cabrini
Hmm.
Green. Yeah. And I think they needed like extra security for that because they just wanted to show the feels of the place.
So until now, naa pa na siya nga place.
Yes, but dili na
Dili
siya
na ang
ang
katong same, oo.
ah
Mm.
Yeah, so it's located in Chicago, Illinois.
Mm.
Yes. So, um, also what happened sa una, why wala sa jud ni lambo ang kinabuhi sa mga tao didto, kay the people who live there, since it's marked as, or it's known as a murag dangerous place, high crime rates, it became hard for them to secure businesses, get loans. Kay murag sa ilaha naman 'to'y term, I forgot the term, for that, but if you live in a place, ito red something nga mura siya kuan ba, murag blacklisted din yung lugar ba. So it's gonna be hard to get a loan, it's gonna be hard to go to banks if you live in a place like that. So, of course, di mo lambo ilang kinabuhi, and then low-key they were being demolished and replaced with, kuan more expensive things, and never mind the crime nga people turned a blind eye to. That is actually the history of the urban legend of Candyman. So, wala siya, ma'am, sir.
Mm. Yeah, I agree jud nga although katong bitaw nga murag ang goal of those movies kay to bring awareness and to make sure that that kind of history doesn't repeat itself karon. We still see a lot of issues ana nga part like with racism, grabe jud kayo. Like even here, like sa Philippines, we don't have a lot of black people ba. But there are others nga kanang medyo di sila educated sa struggles sa black people, and they make it into something na just casual. Like what I really hate jud kanang mga Filipinos nga mugamit sa N-word, and like when they feel so cool when doing that, and like why though? Remember ko before na nakoy kaila nga ni say siya ana ba niya ako siyang gi-call out nga ayaw ana. And then kana bitong yeah, they really think it's cool, so I don't know, lahim sa good ang pag unsa nga ni pag picture sa media sa black people, right? So it doesn't like siguro mga mainstream media, when we say media nga kanang mga like hip hop, R&B nga mga cool inana kanang astig-astig, but it doesn't show ang struggles behind that. So yeah, it's something deeper pa jud ana nga part na not a lot of people know, especially here sa Philippines. So
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Like if I guess the N word is associated to rap
mhm.
and
Mhm.
R&B,
Mhm.
but especially sa katong I don't know about now because people love singing about booty now, but way back rap was all about the struggles
Mm.
of colored
Yep.
people. If you listen to the beat, yeah, cool, yeah, but the lyrics actually
Yeah.
mean
Yeah.
something deeper.
Mhm.
And if you're the type to just bop to a tune without understanding what the song is all about, aside from the ano, the scary what if you're already summoning a demon? Because but no, I'm kidding. But seriously, no, if you're just bopping to a tune, every word, people are saying the N word when they rap. It's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, but it would be good na ug unsa ato ang the things that we listen to, the things that we consume, nice what if sabto na to ug unsa na
True.
siya.
Yeah, I think mona siya ang kuan good sa ang difference between just listening and hearing jud. Ang kuan ba if you listen jud to the lyrics, you know why they're saying
Mm.
the N word.
Mhm. And you know
And
why they're mad? Kay a lot
yeah,
of these songs kay it has a lot of rage jud, 'di ba? And people just
yeah,
ambot lang daghan jud kay kung makita man good here nga kanang they think the singer is just being cool and all, but then di jud nila sabton gani mo na siya.
para ninyo guys, which one is better to be like kanang murag outward jud gyud ka sa imuha ang pagka ignorant sa pag-use sa N-word, or like mag-use lang ka sa N-word like by yourself. Pero which murag wala gyud better, no? Kay like
Yeah, that's a good murag topic for in ani nga conversation no kay mo admit ko na ay times nga like maka-wonder ko nga unsa kay feeling makasay og N-word no kay like wala jud ko ni say na kay I know nga ang struggles ana ba like ako siyang ma-picture out sa akong mind but then it just doesn't feel right jud for me. So I don't know. Ako siyang madunggan ako sa akong mind but ako siya i-redact like reducted ka. Kay even I cannot kanang di na ko masikmura nga murag naana siya nga possibility gani. So I don't know. Lahi lang sa jud siguro in terms of educating people ana nga part ba. So a lot of us here, a lot of people here sa Philippines kay medyo yeah, they don't know about that. So guys, now you know.
Yeah, it's actually a racial slur, so be
Yeah.
careful. Be
Yeah.
careful with the terms
Yeah.
that you use.
Kuan, di ba? Origin is what's the origin's word? Like, is it's a Spanish term man sa, di ba? Ang kuan.
Oh.
No, not the slang nga karon. Yeah, the color jud
Yeah.
ana
Murag kabasa ko na
ana
before.
used to describe it. We have to kuan kanang sa tawagan here fact check.
Fact check.
Yeah, true.
Makasabot ko sa uban people nga kanang sa other languages gani. Like if mo use sila ana nga term, ilang mean ang color jud. But lahi gid siya if i-use nimo while conversing with an American. Yeah. And also kanang walang for fun lang. Lahi gid siya nga kuan. So I guess di siya racist to say the N-word if like mo na siya ang black gid sa inyong country, ay sa inyong language, sa inyong country. But using it as a derogative term towards a person, mo na siya yung maka-racist. Where ang difference lang jud no is how you use it.
Context.
Yeah, the context.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, those people been through a lot.
Yeah.
Based akong story, lynching. That was a thing. That was a thing before, and that's something that people were actually proud of.
No. Like kanang makaroon ka ba nga nay mga tao nga capable of inana and even getting joy out of it. So that's so messed up.
Ang driving factor man sa jud sa ilahang kuan ba ng hatred gani kay ang fear towards like being ostracized, being kuan, being different. We're gani xenophobic kayo ang mga karan na tao hasod hantod karon naagi people pud nga ninana nga if someone different kay murag dili gid nila ma-accept dayon sa kuan silang family.
I mean, I agree. There is that fear of I don't know, the unknown, the fear of I don't know, new things going against what the norm is, how we've done things. We've always done things this way. So who are you to change things? And I guess if we meet people or there are people that would in their head put that norm in danger, that person's the enemy.
Mas worse pa jud kay sa pananaw gyud nila before someone kanang dili siya enemy kon siya kanang lower than human gani, di ba?
Exactly. Like I mean they purchased them before. They would buy them before and turn them into slaves. So mo nang makasabot jud ko sa rage pod nila like until now a lot of them a lot of these black people baya kay kana bitong I guess from their history po ang ilang mga gipang-agian even before kay na sila anang another kind of confidence of like standing up for themselves in ana gani na munang murag ma-threaten siguro ang uban especially the racist people ma-threaten sila kay murag outspoken kayo and murag kana bitong I don't take your shit in ana gani. So I think mausa na siya. So that's also something na I admire about them nga after everything na they've been through ba kay mo lang sa lagi ang sad kay until now di jud ta kaingon nga nalimtan na to siya nga mga butang Kay na jud gyapon siya now.
The things that happened about slavery was a thing.
Mhm.
You know, people of color were purchased,
Mhm.
and when it was abolished, segregation was a thing.
Mhm.
Wait for
Yeah.
that.
Everything from schools, neighborhoods, Ultimo
Mhm.
CR segregated. Like
Kaka-watch ba mo atong The Help nga movie? The Help?
no, but I've read the
Yeah.
book.
Ganan kay ko ato nga movie nga
Yeah,
ah, mag-rewatch na ko ato.
read the book, bro. The
Okay,
book is
okay.
so good. There are parts now when you just read it, you just cringe.
Mhm.
Just, oh,
Katong kuan movie about the black women sa NASA.
Oh,
Hidden
Forget
Figures.
it
Hidden
kana kana
Figures.
kana kana.
Ah,
Ako na feel
yeah.
ako putol-putol ko
Katong sa
ga-watch ana. Oo.
ano.
That was a good one as well, and that also depicted segregation.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what actually a really scary urban legend or horror story, like what I've mentioned earlier, actually is low key, warning or reminding people, to make sure that history doesn't repeat itself. Hopefully, we will become better humans.
Okay, for our Reddit story, it's entitled Am I the asshole for not wanting to give my baby a black name? My husband and I are both white and live in the US. Right now, I'm 5 months pregnant with our son. My husband and his best friend, who is black, were thrilled to hear it was a boy. They've been close for a long time, and I also consider him one of my own friends. His friend has a son and daughter. Apparently, both he and his wife had personal boy names, both first and middle, they really wanted for a son. His wife's name idea was someone who passed away only a bit before she gave birth. He caved and let her name their son, both the first and middle name she wanted. They planned on having a big family, so he figured he could just name their second son. The birth of their daughter was very difficult, and now his wife can't have any more biological kids. His daughter is now a toddler, and he still constantly complains about not getting to give a son the name he wanted. It's the name of his younger brother who got sick and passed away. He has no other siblings, so the name doesn't have anyone to be passed down to. I don't have any strong name preferences. I just couldn't think of anyone that really resonated with me. My husband was happy when I said he could choose one and we could discuss it together. A couple days ago, we were at a little get together where he and his friends sat me down. They said that they thought it would be a fantastic idea to give our son the name his friend always wanted to pass on. I don't really understand why he wants to pass on the name to a child he isn't even related to, but I didn't mention any of that. I don't know how to word this without sounding super weird, but the name he's thinking of is very obviously a black name. I think those names are beautiful, but I don't want to give my son one. I mean, they're white. I guess my thoughts were seen on my face and they asked what was wrong. I decided to be blunt and say I'm not a huge fan of that name for a son. They began to conduct some sort of interrogation on why I don't want that name. My husband kept pointing out when I said I didn't have a preference for any particular one. His friend blurted out, Wait, I bet you think it's just a stupid ghetto name, huh? My mind was racing and I couldn't organize my thoughts fast enough. He then got up and left. My husband wouldn't talk to me again until we were home alone later that night. He was very upset that my bigotry was stopping me from giving our son a very nice name just because he's white. It is a nice name, but I have some personal history related to this topic. I have a half sister a couple years younger than me, who is mixed. She has very light skin complexion though, and she has a name that's similar to the one I'm thinking of. She was bullied a lot by a bunch of bratty kids. Sometimes even adults would scoff or make a remark how she certainly doesn't seem the type to be stuck with a name like that. she's confessed in me how sometimes she feels the name makes people take her less seriously. A couple of my friends who are black, with those type of names, have told me the same thing. They are all nice names, and it's a damn shame the world is so bigoted that even grown ass adults see people with those names as lesser than. I truly hope the world can become accepting enough so that people who see those names don't have a second thought about them. But that world doesn't exist yet, and I feel my might struggle a bit in this cruel and judgy world. Even after explaining all of this, my husband is still mad and says I'm just as bad as those who make fun of those names by remaining a bystander. Apparently, since I mentioned the name was fine aesthetically, the only thing that's the issue is my prejudice. Some of my friends say the same thing. This whole pregnancy has left me so exhausted that I don't want to deal with anything anymore. I can't even think straight. I'm feeling more and more guilty over this. Am I the asshole? Uh,
No, no. I mean, why would you want to name someone else's child? What if you get pregnant and I would say, Cases, we're best friends. Let's name your kid Optimus Prime because it's close to my heart. How would you feel?
And
yeah.
weird siya nga. I mean, ang topic ba kay you'd think nga something offensive ang background, no? But I think di jud siya as whole kay like why would somebody nga walay ambag sa relasyon sa pamilya nga, 'di ba?
Yeah. I mean, dili man siya close nga brother sa best friend. I mean, dili siya close with the couple. Ang
Mhm.
katong person nga ni pass away.
Gani. And like
Oh,
why like give another couple the tribute nga imong gusto nga di man na
True.
sila kapamilya.
and it maybe no, 'di ba? What if na sila other, I mean, black nga friends, black couple friends nga kanang nagplan sad magka-baby, yung ano murag dili man sa ilaha to gi-push ang
True.
responsibility or like oh ang
True.
kuan lang ba? Dili siya responsibility ang term.
Suggestion?
Yeah, suggestion to name the
Mhm.
baby kuan. Dili ba yun na ilang kid? What if like white
Weird.
sounding name pag
Weird
kayo
kay siya nga
kuan?
ano no, weird kay siya nga something new. Dili siya kanang absurd.
I mean, even if dili white si OP, even if like Asian siya, it would be I mean, even if black siya,
It
dili
doesn't
man
matter.
to,
It's not a race
Yeah.
yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
dili, it's not really a race thing, Jude. It's kuan, Jude. Like, it's your baby. OP, you're
Ang
not the asshole.
ang kanang ang logic lang nga ginuhuna sa siguro sa best friend ba nga nganong i-push
And
funny
what
siya maminaw.
universe are they in? What's up with these friends? Because from what
Right?
I hear, gitabangan siya, it's my baby. I want to name it what I want.
And she's pregnant.
Yeah,
Kagra-
she shouldn't be dealing with
Kagrabe ka
that stress.
stress.
Oh.
Oh,
I
ang
think
asshole
sad ba
ani is
ang husband nganong like nisugot ra si husband nga kontrolon siya ana no nga
Mm.
ka-weird o di siya ka stand up for his family nga it's weird jud nga to name your kid nga kanang somebody else's name nga di man na related nimo inana gani.
And diba, ang relevance kay mawa, kay if it's important to the best friend, the best friend's not gonna be raising that kid. At a certain point, I guess we all get asked these questions: the why of your name. Why is your
Mhm.
name Levi? Why is your name Andrew? Kaya sa katubag sa bata kaya nga kay ganahan man ang best friend sa akong papa.
More sad kay para sa kid i-grow up nga dili something nga iyang parents, both iyang
Ah,
parents ni choose jud, and
gani.
someone outside their family jud siya nga name. Yeah, like no one
Mhm.
else sa iyang family na ina nga name. So like na ni comment na a friend wanted to name his son a very specific name, because he said he wants to fight prejudice and bigotry. His wife was against it, and they turned around to ask the room. Best answer was, if you want to fight it, change your name. don't force your kid to live with it. Di ba? May pang husband, imo
Yeah.
lang i-change ang name
Makes
if ganahan
sense.
mo jud siya.
I love that
Ana.
comment.
Or ang katong iyang best friend, i-change niya yung name sa iyang brother. Di ba?
'Di
Kaya
ba?
ganahan magid sila ikuan. But sometimes ba makaingon ka, it's just kanang murag a name gani. Kaya like, sometimes if ang people ila kuan, kada gani I'll name you kuan after after my best friend who died. Ato lang ino nanana. Mag-think magyud ka murag imong expectations, imong ikuan, imong i-project gani dito
Mhm.
sa kid nga dili gid siya the same person as katong owner sa name before, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Sorry.
True.
I don't think murag sakto ba akong thoughts? And
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I guess kanang you'd have certain expectations. No. If
yeah.
you wanna name a special kid after someone that you
Mhm.
care about. So I don't know, just because they bear that name doesn't mean yeah, in any way they will go and be like the person you named them
Mhm.
after.
Yeah. When murag kana ganing walay boundaries ang kuan ang iyang best friend
True.
sa marriage gani nila.
Something weird
Ni
lang jud
yeah.
to
And
di
everyone
siya
was
mo
on
make
board.
sense jud. Di jud siya mo make sense kay kanang mga inana nga gesture kay more on something sentimental ba siya ha? Kanang inana so you'd think nga imo na siyang i-reserve for someone nga close to your heart pod. Unless unsa man na sila secret ano sa iyang best friend.
Best friend, how wink
And di
wink.
ba? So, yeah,
Mm.
we don't
So
know.
mas makaingon lang kag may pag sila na lang jud dito no. Para sila na lang buot gyud sa name. Isa lang na lang maging mag-baby, sila lang ang duha.
And
Murag
anyway, if they really want to have a kid and they want to name a kid that name, especially and also sorry, considering his wife cannot bear a kid, there are other
Mhm.
ways. You know,
True.
there are other ways to bear a child or
True.
to conceive a child.
Mhm.
Science is very advanced, so they might want to go that route if they really want to have a kid and they want to name that bad.
and naay point here isa ka kuan commenter nga siya OP use the cultural appropriation card like para excuse lang yan para dili gid siya makuan para dili siya argue against gani
Mhm.
kay bisan pag if you think about it if ni say og yes si OP i-bully siya sa other people labi nagsa ka ng SJW
Mhm.
sa mga social justice warriors nga nagkuhan sila og
Mhm.
cultural appropriation
Mhm.
without knowing the background gani. So mabully ang kid pod.
Mhm.
Tungod kuan mabully siya sa mga people nga kuan bigots. Mabully sad siya sa mga social justice warriors.
Mhm.
Nga
True, I
kuan
agree.
ana so murag luoy jud kaayo ang kid.
But if ever that's gonna be a thing in the future, if that is a thing, we get to name our best friend's kids. Kate, we are naming your first child Optimus Prime.
My, yeah. Optimus Prime will be Orange Cat.
Every time we hang out, I will just yell out, Autobots! Whoa!
Okay, so kuan, mudagan din ako mga cats.
I mean, bottom line, no, people respect boundaries,
True.
respect, and there are decisions that kind even if you're the best friend, even if you're a relative, there are just some decisions nga you're not part of.
True. True. Like, mga ano mangialam, nadyo'y mga parente, mga friends nga mangialam. Pero siguro if ikaw respetar lang gud, tando-tanduan lang nimo gud pero
Yeah. I mean, why would you stress out a pregnant lady?
True.
Sila gyud ang host bisag unsa pa na ilang gikuan.
true.
And she felt that bad ba nga murag wa na siya kasabot sa
Mhm.
katong she what else na say something nga murag she just doesn't want to deal with anything anymore like sounds like someone who's just really exhausted and stressed out by all of that. The exact
Mhm.
opposite of how a pregnant woman should be.
basig na ay bromance si husband o si best friend.
That could
Mm.
be. Like, wala siya gi-roll out. Kay,
Yeah,
ano mo insist man.
di ba?
I mean, dili bita against jud ana, but
True.
cheating is another thing.
Yeah.
True. Good stuff. All right. So, Andrew, you're up.
All right. So for pop culture, so I mean, if you know me, guys, I listen to a lot of music, diba? So, and kanang, I mean, di jud ko pwede akong adlaw ko ang jud if dili ko mo play og Spotify. So, muna
Yeah.
siya. So, and so back in the day, so I think kita tanan diri mo watch og MTV, right? Do you
Yes.
remember MTV? We don't have MTV now. But remember
We're
ko
old.
before like mag-atang ta sa TV, di ba niya? I don't know if you guys, oh my God, magpakita dyan ni sa tong edad. But kaya remember ko before, akong mom, kaya na siya yung recorder gani. Niya, akong buhaton, mag-atang ko sa TV niya. Akong at nga akong ganahan nga kanta niya. Akong i-record.
Cute.
ako siya mabalik-balik ug paminaw ba na. So muna siya. So ako ang topic would be all about music. So black excellence in music. So black excellence in music has shaped the industry for decades, influencing generations through powerful storytelling, innovation, and cultural impact. So as we discussed earlier sa topic ni Nay nga kanang these songs, these artists, dagan kay sila things to say, and usually they're from their struggle. First would be the legend. So when we say black legend sa music, kinsay inyong mauna-unaan, guys? Ideas.
John Legend. Ay, sorry.
It's in the name.
Sorry. Si Koan, si Prince.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's Whitney.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So kani silang artists usually nani sa inyong mga karaoke songs. So kanang
Tina Turner?
very sikat
Okay.
sa Philippines. Nga kanang
Thank you, Beyonce.
Thank you, Beyonce. Is it older? Do we go older? Way back.
older. We go older.
Michael
Michael
Jackson.
Jackson?
Mm-hmm. Hey. So here, Michael Jackson, the king of pop, revolutionized music, dance, and pop culture. So his album Thriller remains the best-selling album of all time, and his innovative music videos reshaped the industry. Jackson's influence on pop music and his advocacy for unity and peace have left a lasting mark on the world, inspiring artists across generations. So, kani si Michael Jackson, I think sa iyang songs, we see a lot of the struggle nila before. Like, ang messages niya nga katong heal the world. Niya, yeah, very iconic sa jud nga songs nga. Very karaoke songs po sa mga
Correct.
Pinoy. So, I don't think na yung makamiss og Michael Jackson nga song sa karaoke, di ba? Very sad lang po. Kaya I think there's a lot of discussion pa jud gihapon around him even now. I mean, with Michael Jackson, kay na jud pa karon nga like katuyang issue with na mo accuse niya about tong iyang condition gani, di ba? And like a lot of things pa jud. And even conspiracy theories nga buhi pa siya and all.
I hear that.
Diba? Yeah. I think I remember ko, Friendster to sa una pagkamatay niya. Friendster pa ata to niya, na yung mga theory dito nga, kana na video daw niya, nagpakita daw yung kalag and all. Kung tinuod pa ka ni, tinuod siguro nino ka ng impressionable pa ka ati yung
We
age.
were. The internet was still
Yeah.
fresh at that time.
So next would be the 2000s R&B icon. So Beyonce's transition from Destiny's Child to a solo career marked a turning point in modern R&B and pop. Like, Destiny's Child in itself kay icon na. And then after that,
Yeah.
napajud si Beyonce. So like, thank God, hallelujah, thank the heavens nga kanang na-bless sila with that kind of music gani. And for me lang kay something na very proud ang black people about nga grabe sad until now grabe pa jud ang influence gyapon ni Beyonce like like in this topic we call her a 2000s R&B icon, but then even now hantod karon icon biya gyapon siya. So
True.
yeah, so with albums like Dangerously in Love and B-Day, she quickly became a global icon known for her powerhouse vocals and boundary pushing performances. So beyond music, Beyonce's influence extends to fashion, social justice, and women's empowerment. She continues to inspire artists and fans around the world with her ever evolving artistry. I mean, she released a country album, 'di ba? And like that's very like siguro if 2000s nga mi di ka makathink nga hala mag country album si Beyonce. So
Yeah.
thank you Beyonce. But yeah, very iconic jud si Beyonce. Ang pinakabiliban jud ako niya ang ihang stamina mag-perform. Like, ganun di kakutasan, girl.
Correct.
Mm.
For me,
Diba?
it's her speaking voice. I
Mm.
love her
Yeah.
speaking
Mhm.
voice.
Mhm. Say, hey, Miss Carter. Di ba? It's a Beyonce thing. Si Beyonce na di ta kasunod na tong part.
Siya rin maka-pull off.
Yeah. Ang ako yung remember aning mga 2000s no, kanang inigtagay niya. Goods na kayo. Mukalit o gasinger tanan no, kung kanina ang ipadukar.
True. I've seen that
Diba?
happen.
Diba? Anyways, I don't know if makonsider siya, although ni Rice man siya ani nga time. So, yeah, ama share na lang. So, si Rihanna.
Yeah, Riri.
Rihanna, yup.
Yeah.
So Rihanna emerged in the mid 2000s and quickly became one of the most versatile and successful artists in music. So her ability to blend R&B with pop, reggae, and dance hall helped redefine the sound of the 2000s. So hits like Umbrella and Rude Boy became anthems, and her influence reaches beyond music into fashion, beauty, and pop culture. So her career continues to inspire new generations of artists. So I think ang problem lang nato ni Rihanna recently no kay hadtod karon wa pa siya bag-o nga album.
Handa man na siya. Na
Nya,
pasabog siguro.
gibuntisan pa siya usab. Murag butangan na sa siya lain na bata guro.
If you think about it though, kanang murag iya ra man gi-use ang iyahang talent ba for music to fund her kuan ganing make company, her life karon. And then I think murag set na siya na di na kay siya need jud mag put out of new music every year or something
True.
na kanang kuan murag iya jud gi-utilize jud ang iyahang talent nga kuan.
Happy sad kay Sharon nga married sa iyang life. Di pa man siya married, di ba? Oo, happy lang siya with her kids. And I mean, happy ba ako makita og mga artists nga genuinely happy sad ganit tan-awon kay bisan ba lalim ang ilang industry, no? Like very
True.
toxic. So mo to siya ako ang 2000s R&B icons, guys. So sa akong playlist mo ni silang daghan. So wala siya. So basically ato ang topic ba kay past, present, and the future. So karon kay maghisgot na ako sa present artists. So ako ang first nga gibutang is si The Weeknd, which is I saw an article nga kaniyang next album, iyang last na album as The Weeknd. He will
Is
be
his
using
real
his
name?
real name na.
Oh,
What did you say?
nothing.
Tama. O, ingon ka no, weekday.
Ay, ganun.
The weekend's gotta end. And the Monday comes.
Yeah, so kita ko nga iyan ang gamito ng ihang name katong Abel. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. Abel na name niya. So The Weeknd's haunting vocals and emotive sound have made him a staple in modern R&B and pop. With albums like Starboy and After Hours, his ability to merge retro influences with contemporary pop sounds has made him a global sensation. So his hit single Blinding Lights broke multiple records and solidified his place in the pop culture. I don't know how to say this word. Zeitgeist. How is that?
Right, guys.
Zeitgeist?
Is that a German word?
It feels like
I
a
think
German
so.
word. We'll look into that. Anyway, So The Weeknd's influence continues to grow, shaping the future of R&B, pop, and beyond. So yeah, speaking of The Weeknd, ganan kay ko sa iyang music sad kay kanang katulagi haunting nga kanang sad boy kayo nga and then you hear it
Yeah.
namkat lang saba. 'Di ba? Yeah, ganan ko ni The Weeknd.
And it especially at yung blinding lights kay it was giving retro ano
Mm,
yung electric
yeah,
sorry.
something new
Electric
siya
organ.
paminaw. Oo. Yeah.
Right.
Yang vocals jud niya
Mm.
anindot jud kaayo
Nice jud
nga
kay siya tingog.
kanang murag siren gani.
First ko
Dili lang
nakadungog
wiyo wiyo.
Euro.
Hindi ingon og dili.
ang first na ako nadungan niya to lang duet manggod ni Ariana katong Love Me Harder. And then
Oh
ako nga
yeah, nindot
nindutan
kayo.
tingog ani niya ay mo to nga ni dig deeper ko sa yung music wa na mina ko to yung unang mga albums. Nice yung kay siya tingog ay. So yeah, kind of excited if I wonder if iya pong napod siya bag-o nga usbon with his new name, 'di ba?
Like his music style.
Oh
would
no,
change.
'di ba?
Ah,
Kay
yeah.
so yeah, we'll have to look out for that. So that's for The Weeknd. So kaning second is I know Kate loves her. I know Kate loves her. Anyway, so this one is Doja Cat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Unsa ganitong album niya katong Pink something?
Wait. Di ko super fan nga remember ko.
Ikaw kung remember atong album. Actually, oo.
Yeah, murag nasa ako ang kanang favorite Spotify gani. Downloaded kita tanan songs but di ko ka-remember sa album.
Yeah.
Pero ang pinakauna na nako na hear ana kay nga mo nang favorite na ko siya ba kay katong gi-upload niya sa YouTube ng Moo ang title.
Bitch, I'm a cow.
Stupidly. Yeah, bitch, I'm a cow. As in like, oh my gosh, pag una na ko hear sa lyrics kay like, this is so me. Joke lang. Like, I love her. I loved her like right there and then bang ako so different good from a lot of people.
But anyway, so Doja Cat has rapidly become one of the most innovative artists of her generation, known for her ability to blend hip hop, R&B, pop, and electronic music. Doja has created her own lane in the music world. So songs like Say So and Kiss Me More became chart toppers, and her viral moments on social media have only increased her popularity. So her bold style, quirky persona, and genre-defying sound have made her one of the most unique artists of the present day. So, although nala siya yung mga issues recently, right? Na siya yung mga problematic views. Yeah, but her music is good. Maminaw ko ato yung mga albums before. So, kana lang. Another topic for another day, ang iyang problematic acts recently. So, yeah, nakainom ko sa Bitch I'ma listen to that later on.
To those who haven't heard of it, listen.
I will because I haven't
Adding
heard
here.
them.
Adding here.
Inspiring guy lyrics as in.
All right.
Inspiring for Kate scares me.
Mm-hmm. Bitch, I'm a cow.
It said.
Anyway, so for the last one, si Kendrick Lamar. So, actually, dili ko super fan. Although, maminaw ko sa yung music before. Minaw ko to yung Damn nga album. But, ganan mo ko aning GNX niya nga album karon nga kanang, I think tungod sa collab nila ni SZA ba. Kendrick Lamar has redefined hip-hop and R&B with his deep storytelling, introspective lyrics, and socially conscious themes. So albums like To Pimp a Butterfly and Damn have cemented his place as one of the most important voices in modern music. Lamar's music touches on topics of race, identity, and power, making him a voice of a generation. So his influence stretches beyond hip-hop, impacting pop culture, fashion, and social activism. So here na. So Kendrick's Super Bowl halftime performance in 2025 was a landmark event, blending his musical artistry with powerful social commentary. The performance included his hits like Humble and DNA, so as well as surprise appearance kang Serena Williams nga
Williams.
di ba nga controversial pa jud to ang
Yeah.
iyang gibuhat kay murag na link to atong time nga nakadaog siya sa Olympics nga
Yeah, but
nag-dance siya ato niya murag criticize pag ganito siya kay nako nabasahan nga murag ang
yeah,
sister.
dili siya kuan nga behavior.
So
Yeah, sister
so
niya.
'di ba? So yeah. So Kendrick's use of a 1980s Buick GNX on stage and his dynamic visuals highlighted his deep cultural relevance. So here, the show also included moments that subtly addressed his ongoing feud with Drake, particularly through his Not Like Us performance. So I think mo ni siya ni boom jud og maayo kay invested kay ang mga people sa ilang feud pod. But what I liked lang pod kay murag namo ko yung mga users or like TikTok like sa TikTok bitaw kanang nag-analyze kunuhay. So I don't know if I mean mo make sense siya although usay magduda ko if it's a reach na murag you're reading into it too much bro. Di ba? Although but na yung mga parts dito nga murag nag-make sense and gani, which is very powerful especially with our topic karon nga malink jud sila with their struggles before gani nga katong si Uncle Sam kay black
Si
guy,
Gon.
'di ba? Si
Sam
Morgan
Jackson, Samuel L.
Samuel
Jackson.
Jackson, Samuel Jackson. So yeah, so 'di ba nga kanang something siya and I think natoy part nito yun siya nga you picked the right time but the wrong guy. Kay very very outspoken man daw siya. Na di jud ko super fan man good but kato nga time kay naamong good si then Donald Trump sa
Donald.
audience. So I don't know American people why?
Right. It was very brave. And there was even symbolism to how he
Yeah.
the flag, how he divided
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
flag.
Yeah, and like I think kanang very relevant yung performance ato nga time nga especially kinsa ang na-elect. I mean
Yeah.
you would think funny lang ba? Funny to think about it lang nga gi-impeach siya sa American people but then gi-vote siya usab.
Oh, come on. What about our country?
And you would think we're the impressionable ones.
I mean, right?
Di
It
ba?
was similar themes in our country. Different scenarios with similar themes.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
but anyway, so back to Kendrick Lamar. So mo to siya after ko ni tanaw atong Super Bowl kasi kung balik-balik niya. Actually kasi kung katong bing bang boom pop bam katong ina to. Magsige na siya balik-balik sa akong brain and like oh my god, stop. Katong time kay naminaw ko balik-balik na siyang album ba but yeah, I think ang point lang nako ganan lang ko i-relate sa like struggles sa black people ang katong si performance ni Kendrick Lamar. So there are a lot of things to talk about Jude when we talk about them pero siguro among gusto lang pud ipa-abot sa mga listeners nga kana their culture or their history is not something nga dapat i-make fun of. Yaga-yagaan nimo na uban nga imong i-try og educate dili maminaw ina na ba so but yeah, that's for my segment. So 'di ba daghan pa kay tug potential nga mastoryaan but let's keep it short na lang kay dugay kita mahuman na ni. So but yeah, that would be for me sa ako ang pop culture part. So after this episode recording kay maminaw ko sa akong playlist on yan.
Mag-reminisce ka, bro.
Yeah.
My take on our themes for today before we end the podcast is, of course, we talk about these things, but we cannot fully understand because we are not, we haven't experienced those things.
Exactly.
But in a way, we've had our struggles, our people, our Filipino people, we've had our own struggles. We've had a crappy history as well. And I guess what we can take from their story and from the themes of this story is they always fight. They are very resilient, and that level of strength, that level of pride in who they are. And I think
Mhm.
that's something that we can really learn from those people, that take pride in who you are. Don't
True.
just submit to the Western ways, right?
Mo na siya nga, I think in our face magud kayo ang Western media. I mean, evident jud kay siya karon, like with people nga ilahang standard of beauty kay the Western people gani na nga kanang, I don't know, is it because of
Yeah.
the 333 years nga colonization nga na atong
Now we
mindset
don't know
nga.
who we are.
Di
I would
ba?
say,
Like,
yeah, maybe.
yeah, factor jud kay siya, but yeah, I agree sa gisulti ni na yang yeah, a lot of us kay medyo swayed kayo sa media, and like with these people na we idolize, na we consider role models, I don't know, for some. But yeah, mo to siya ako ang take on that.
So I don't have anything to add because the both of you had really good points, and I'd like to close na you both are right.
So, yep, guys, that's it. This episode was kind of serious. So, I mean, yeah, we just want to raise awareness on those kinds of sensitive topics. So, hope you guys had a bit of input there from us. So, yeah. But, yep, that's it. So, the blend's over for now, but the chaos never stops.
Stay tuned, stay bold.
And we'll catch you on the flip side.
Bye!
Bye.